2024 Honda CRV versus 2024 Mazda CX-5 with comparable head and legroom. The 2024 Honda CRV/CRV Hybrid starting at $30,825 and the 2024 Mazda CX-5 starting at $30,675 in this comparison review. Comfort. The Honda CRV offers rear passengers about the same room to stretch out as the Mazda CX-5, with comparable head and legroom. The Honda CRV offers just a little more front head and legroom than the Mazda CX-5, making it a little more comfortable for the driver and front passenger. Cost. There are a lot of factors to consider when calculating the overall cost of a vehicle. The main consideration is manufacturer's suggested retail price, MSRP. When looking only at MSRP, a Honda CRV will have less of an impact on your bank account than the Mazda CX-5. Dimensions. The Honda CRV is a little wider than the Mazda CX-5, so getting in and out of the car in a crowded parking lot may be a little more of a squeeze. For some people, bigger is better. If that's the case for you, then you'll be happier with the Honda CRV, which is slightly longer than the Mazda CX-5. Handling. The Honda CRV has a larger turning radius than the Mazda CX-5, making it slightly more difficult to maneuver in and out of tight spots. Performance. In terms of towing capacity, the Mazda CX-5 is clearly the choice over the Honda CRV for pulling heavy loads. In terms of horsepower, it's a virtual tie between the Honda CRV and the Mazda CX-5. Powertrain. With its lower torque engine, the Honda CRV doesn't do as good a job transmitting power to its wheels as the Mazda CX-5. Utility. In terms of seating, you'll be able to fit about the same number of people in both the Honda CRV and the Mazda CX-5. With the Honda CRV, you'll be able to haul more equipment or luggage than the Mazda CX-5. As soon as the new CRV debuted last year, it was a hit, immediately earning a 10 Best Trucks and SUVs trophy. We've included Honda's compact SUV on our 10 Best Trucks and SUVs list again for 2024. The CRV offers reliably good performance, with plenty of usable space, friendly driving dynamics, front or all-wheel drive, a 190 horsepower turbocharged engine, and an optional 204 horsepower hybrid version. That hybrid powertrain delivers a stellar 40 miles per gallon combined. Even in base form, the CRV shines with a deep layer of modern tech and safety features that don't hog the spotlight deservedly occupied by its superb chassis. The CRV is our favorite in the highly popular compact crossover segment, even amid stiff competition from the Mazda CX-50, the Volkswagen Tiguan, and the Kia Sportage. Taking a look back at the Mazda CX-5's history is a good way to understand where it stands today. It's got as many car and driver 10 Best awards as it does tires, but after 7 years of one of our favorite crossovers, the CX-5 is due for a rejuvenation. It's still a better driver and far more luxurious than the train of competitors behind it, but the new kids on the block have quickly outshined its trophy cabinet. Under the hood is a 187 horsepower inline-4 engine with standard all-wheel drive. The optional 256 horsepower turbocharged 2.5-liter is the powertrain to get, but thankfully Mazda has decided against the popular CVT and instead uses a traditional 6-speed automatic transmission, which sweetens the CX-5 driving experience. While it gives up some space for the sake of style, sitting in a CX-5 is enough to convince you of its luxury. For space, we'd stick with the newer Honda CRV or the slightly larger CX-50, but despite its age, the CX-5 still drives like it's out to prove something. What's new for 2024? The Honda CRV adds a Sport L trim level for 2024, and starting prices are up across the board. The new Sport L bridges the gap between Sport Hybrid and Sport Touring Hybrid trims, and like those two was only offered as a hybrid. Front-wheel drive is standard and all-wheel drive is optional for the new trim level. The Sport L gets leather seats, a 4-way power passenger seat, front and rear parking sensors, a wireless charging pad, satellite radio, driver seat memory, and wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto capability. Additionally, the Sport L comes standard with a 9.0-inch touchscreen infotainment system, 2.0 inches larger than the Sport's, and an 8-speaker audio system that betters the Sport's 6-speaker setup but falls short of the Sport Touring's Bose-branded 12-speaker system. Like it did for the CX-30 crossover in 3 sedan and hatchback, Mazda adds the carbon turbo trim level to the CX-5 for 2024. A CX-5 carbon turbo is easy to spot, as it wears brown zircon sand paint and black trim pieces including wheels and mirror caps. Carbon turbo models come with the optional 256 horsepower turbocharged 2.5-liter inline-4 engine and all-wheel drive. Engine, transmission, and performance. Behind the CRV's upright grille is a standard 190 horsepower turbocharged 1.5-liter 4-cylinder. It pairs with a continuously variable automatic transmission, CVT, and either front or all-wheel drive. This setup is standard on the LX, EX, and EXL models. The Sport and Sport Touring only come with the hybrid powertrain, which pairs a 2.0-liter 4-cylinder with 2 electric motors for a combined total of 204 horsepower. While the Sport can be had with front or all-wheel drive, the latter is standard on the Sport Touring. At our test track, the Sport Touring Hybrid hit 60 miles per hour in a respectable 7.9 seconds. The non-hybrid EXL needed a little extra time, completing the same test in 8.3 seconds. Every CRV has hill descent control that helps modulate the compact SUV's speed on steep or slippery declines when traveling at low speeds. Most models are fitted with a set of 18-inch wheels, with the Sport donning black ones. The Sport Touring gets exclusive 19-inchers that are also painted black. While it lacks the handling thrills we love in the Mazda CX-50 and the Volkswagen Tiguan, the new CRV provides a smooth ride and enough moxie to avoid being boring. The CX-5 standard 187 horsepower 4-cylinder engine has great throttle response when pulling away from stoplights or hustling around town, so it feels quicker than it actually is. It's at higher speeds, such as when trying to pass or merge onto the freeway, that it feels underpowered. The 256 horsepower turbocharged version we tested provided much quicker acceleration. Both engines pair with a snappy 6-speed automatic transmission and all-wheel drive. You don't need to drive the CX-5 hard to enjoy it or to appreciate its excellence. Sure, its precise steering and composed cornering make for one hell of a Sunday cruise. But it also soaks up rough roads without commotion and has the ride quality of crossovers that cost twice as much. This harmonious interplay of dynamics is unrivaled by its competitors. Pavement imperfections are isolated, road noise is minimal, and the damping is neither stiff nor floaty. At the same time, the Mazda comes alive on curvy roads. The electrically assisted steering provides satisfying responses. The signature model we tested had a reassuring brake pedal feel that operated without delay and without being too touchy when you apply the brakes. Towing and payload capacity. The Honda CRV can tow up to 1,500 pounds while the CRV Hybrid is limited to just 1,000 pounds, when equipped with optional towing accessories. The Mazda CX-5 can tow up to 2,000 pounds, which isn't much, but an improvement over some of its competitors, such as the Volkswagen Tiguan and Honda CRV. The larger CX-50 can pull more, with a max trailering capacity of 3,500 pounds, but that's only when it's optioned with the turbo engine. Otherwise, it tows just as much as the CX-5. Fuel economy and real-world MPG. The CRV's powertrain options mean you must decide between a 190 horsepower 1.5-liter gas engine against a 204 horsepower hybrid unit consisting of a 2.0-liter and 2 electric motors. The front-wheel drive CRV with the turbocharged 1.5-liter 4-cylinder gets EPA estimates of 28 miles per gallon city and 34 miles per gallon highway, while the most fuel-efficient CRV is the front-wheel drive Sport Hybrid, which achieves 43 miles per gallon city and 36 miles per gallon highway. On our real-world 75 miles per hour highway fuel economy route, both the Sport Touring Hybrid and the non-hybrid EXL registered 31 miles per gallon. With 2 engine options, the CX-5 has 2 fuel economy ratings. The base 2.5-liter engine is rated at 24 miles per gallon in the city and 30 miles per gallon on the highway. The more powerful turbocharged engine is rated at 22 miles per gallon city and 27 highway. We've tested both on our 75 miles per hour highway route, which is part of our extensive testing regimen, and the standard engine returned 32 miles per gallon compared with the turbo force 30 miles per gallon result.